Today on the show, I have two who have championed love from the time they were in school. They have been the ambassadors in promoting love beyond sex, beyond what you are born as. Let's speak a little bit about how life has been for Hash and Umanga.
Hi, I'm Hash Bandara. I'm a designer and a creative entrepreneur, and we're here for Date with Danu. The show Date with Danu, it's quite interesting, and I really like the fact that he talks about issues and that really needs to be spoken of. And like I watched Bhumi's show and it was really interesting, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. I've known Danu for almost a decade now, and he's a crazy guy and we love him, but of course he has his ways of annoying us really like a lot at sometimes. But yeah, let's hope that he doesn't really put us in any kind of trouble today.
Hi, I'm Umanga Samarasinghe and I'm a creative entrepreneur. Today I'm here to go on date with Danu. I think it's amazing, it's nice that Danu wants to talk about these topics in media, because no one has talked about these issues previously. So I'm really glad, and I'm looking forward to answer all the questions Danu has. Danu, he wants to make plans for everybody, even though we don't like sometimes. He wants to do this and that, and he would plan the whole day for you. It's annoying sometimes, but he's a nice person. He does it because he loves us, I think.
Sometimes I really wonder what these people say at the intro, because I never get to see it before we shoot. I hope you all said something nice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I watch a show, I'm like, what are the things that they have said? And I've given like a real warm introduction. I'm sure, Hash, you would have said something really nice. Is Umanga, of course?
Really nice,
I don't know. I have doubts about you at times.
No, I mean, you haven't done anything wrong, right?
Alright, so I've Hash and Umanga, you would have seen them, you would have seen their work, you would have seen their creative side, but above all, something that I've really loved, more than all what they do, is the fact that they have found a way to celebrate their love for years. Let's go back in time. You all are open about the fact that you all love each other, you all are open about the fact that you all celebrate each other and share a life together. And you also made a proposal. Let's come back to that later. But let's go back in time. When you all were in school, who had the hots for who first?
When we were in school, Manga was actually like bullying me. That's quite realistic, yeah. So, but actually it's after we both left school that we met each other again, and that like it's weird, like, because we used to like talk to each other for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And just
no, what happened was
I was in a relationship at that time
with another person. So, but every time when we have sports meet, we would go back to school, right? Because we both of us did sports, and we would there.
To like cheer your team or house or whatever.
Just for fun. Yeah.
Just for fun, right?
And then you all will meet.
But every time I know that Hash will be there at the sports meet, so I won't miss it.
Yeah, same.
But I don't know why I like it also, right?
Yeah, but I knew because I was dating
You didn't
a
know
girl.
that you were going to break up a relationship.
I didn't even know that there's something. It's just I liked her perfume so much, so I was like,
Buy a perfume so without going and finding her.
no, but
Who
her
smell it?
perfume is like different,
Oh.
right? So I know that she would be there. So every year, once a year, we meet.
Yeah.
At the
Like
sports
Christmas.
meet. You like
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay.
And then we text for a few days,
days
and
and
after that, like, you know,
Forget
She would
about it.
change
Yeah.
her number, I would change my number, and
Life
then
just moves on.
Yeah.
And again, sports meet happens.
Yeah.
and again we would text for another few
Yeah.
Did you all ever date men in your lives?
yeah,
You dated a man?
I dated several. I mean, like,
yeah.
How many men have you dated?
I don't know.
This is like a very interesting
Not
conversation.
in that sense, but you know, like when I was in school, that's what everyone was doing.
Okay.
So I mean, like, you know, every girl was dating
It's not
a
the
guy.
mandatory, like, are you dating a man?
Well,
It was
it
kind of.
was,
No,
yeah.
you had to date a man.
Yeah, I mean, you-
unless
No, I'm saying date somebody even.
Yeah.
Okay, so you dated men. How many men did you date? A few.
Yeah.
But you always felt it within that.
I never felt happy. I never felt like I belonged in that kind of a relationship. So
I think she had to change boyfriends because she wasn't happy with
So
that
you-
person.
you
so
thought that-
thinking,
Yeah, you
changing-
thought it's the guy, but
Yeah.
whereas the problem
No,
was
me.
not it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's just you didn't
Something was
find it
missing,
within you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't know who I was at
Then
that
eventually, did you accept it and find a girl while you were in school? Never.
time. I did. That was like, that's towards the end of the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all the boyfriends might have been like, now I know.
Yeah, so that's towards the end of the school. Yeah. But I like when I met the girl, like when I really figured out this is something that, you know, that's real, like, you know, it totally changed me. Like, you know, I found myself. Yeah.
But you know, it's true, like, you know, sometimes you feel very suppressed.
Yeah.
You feel like your personality never comes out.
Yeah.
But when you find that thing that clicks,
Yeah.
your personality really does show. How was it for you, Manga? Did you date any guys?
I would say date, right? But I had to be with
Guys.
have a girl boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a boyfriend, and I mean, if you don't have a boyfriend, that means you are like not
That-
cool,
very quickly-
right?
Yeah. And
so-
also there might be a labeling issue as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had guys texting me. We would go for a coffee and, like, you know, but nothing physical.
Okay.
I never wanted to do anything physical with a man. So
You kept it away.
Yeah, so it's not that it wasn't like a very official thing.
Yeah.
Also, so I had a boyfriend. The next day he wasn't there. I didn't care. We are not texting, talking. So
You're like, fine, that's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah, let's move on with life.
The next
All right.
one, yeah. So.
All right. So we spoke a little bit about how they have sort of found their way into each other's life. How many years have you all been together now?
13.
13 years. Marriages don't work for so long sometimes. Let's get into a break. When we do come back on the other side, we're going to be speaking to Tia, a friend of theirs who have been a part of their lives for a long time, and also someone who lives, well, in the terms that we use every day, a straight life. But how does she sort of find the balance to support this love and sort of face the stigma along with them? We'll speak more when we do come back. Do stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Tia, and I am a freelance journalist and a lecturer in human-centered design. I think it's really interesting that Danu is doing something like this, and I think Danu is the perfect person to get all this awkward and controversial answers out of people. I think it's brilliant. I've known Danu for a while, and I don't actually remember how I met him. I think probably through journalism. But what I do remember is the first time he met my friend, who was also a journalist. They both had a mushi, and you know, Danu's mushi. My friend also had it, and Danu just went, "I think you got some of my ingredients on your face." We both freaked out for a second until we realized what he was talking about. I think I'll never forget that part.
Welcome back to the show, the Naked Truth edition to Date with Danu, in conversation with Umanga and Tia, who has joined us on the show right now. So Tia, you have been friends with them and you are one of the reasons why they're together.
But yes.
So what do you currently? What do you do currently?
So currently I work as a freelance journalist, writing when I can. I used to be a full-time, I guess. And I teach at the moment, I teach on human-centered design.
Okay, and what does that stand for? Like, how does
Basically, there's two different types. There's human-centered design as in user experience, but I teach more based on empathy and how to work with the people to get exactly what they need instead of what you think they need.
Right, okay. So like diving into their lives and figuring out what they're good at, kind of a thing.
Questioning them a lot.
Interesting. I've actually never known that in Sri Lanka they're actually allocating such resourceful things for people, because it's very important that we sort of understand the empathy side to life as well. I think more than sympathy, we need to be taught empathy. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
All right, so now let's go back to the time when Hash and Umanga, when you all decided to like deal with it first. So there are different levels of dealing with it when you come out as someone who is attracted to your same gender. So first you will have to speak to your close family, or close friends. Then it expands a little bit to your external friends.
Yeah.
Then in the middle somewhere you would have pushed it to some one or two members of the family. Then you figure out to see whether all hell broke loose. Then you sort of come out and be happy. How was the process for you all?
For me, actually, I don't think I went through those like levels.
Were your parents accepting?
No, not at first. But like with my friends, I just didn't care. So I like everyone at college, everyone knew like who I was. So it was only like my parents and my family who didn't know about it. So, and even on social media and all, like I've blocked them so that they couldn't see what I was doing.
But in terms of your body language and the way you like to dress, the way you like to portray yourself, you had your own style.
Yeah.
And your style was more leaning towards not the typical girl who you will see on catalogs.
Yeah.
And be like, you know, skirt or a dress or a sari or whatever.
Yeah.
So were these worrying to your parents?
Yeah.
Did they force you to like, why are you wearing this kind of a thing?
At first, like, I mean, now my parents are amazing, like they understand me. But before it was pretty tough because they didn't understand what I was doing, and then my mom would say, you know, you want to get a sex change, so why won't you do that? You know, like things
because
like
they didn't
that.
understand you dressing up in jeans and pants and shirts meant that you wanted to be a boy, but you didn't.
Yeah, and then also like actually like when everything happened was the day of my graduation, and my mom wanted me to wear a sari for my graduation, and when I had a tux and everything made for it, and she said, no, I'm not coming for your graduation. So, but I wasn't going to wear a sari. So that's when like everything like blew up, like, and we had arguments.
On the day of your graduation?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dramatic graduation.
But then of course, like I told my dad, I came out to him first, and then he probably told my mom, and the next day it was like a massive like argument at home, and everyone was crying, and I kind of packed.
So nobody's celebrating the graduation here?
No.
Graduation has gone down the drain. Yeah, sari has become the problem.
Yes.
And also, was there a confusion between them understanding that you are not trying to be a transgender, you are just trying to be a person with your same gender, identified as a woman, but just interests were towards what you wanted?
I don't think so. Like I don't think they understood. Even at that time, they didn't want to understand anything. They just wanted me to be just an ordinary girl, like, you know, who would get married to a guy and, you know, have that usual life.
Yeah.
And that's what they dreamt for me. So they.
How were you when you were growing up? Were you the type, you know, here today, you know, even toys, it becomes such a problem. I'm sure you'll agree with me on this, Tia. When it's a girl, we have to like find like the Barbies and the pink, you know, those unicorn, are they called unicorn?
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
Care Bear.
Yeah. You know, you try to give things like that because you feel that they are softer at the edges.
Yeah.
And the boys like cars and
action
figures,
figures,
Dick Bowler and things like that. But what was it for you?
I was into sports, so I played a lot of
No, but
basketball.
when you were
Kid,
given,
I mean, I have a brother, so
Okay, so it
yeah,
was-
yeah. So I used to like ride his cycle, borrow his like guitars or whatever, and his guns, and play with him. So it wasn't really like, but I did have a Barbie, or maybe few that they were all gifted, but I never.
And you liked it also.
I did.
Yeah.
Really?
I remember you telling me that you took them to school to show it off.
Oh, sweet.
Probably because I had to.
Here's my Barbie. How was it for you, Mango? Well, we call her Mango. That is I.
For me, I did it in a different way, the coming out part. I thought first I will educate.
It was
the
not like this Mahagedara Senior.
No. What I did was I thought I will first educate these people about what it's like to be gay or what's gay.
Okay.
So I took my mother, that was my main concern, my mom. So I took her to Pride and all the Pride
Wow.
events, and I gave her.
You just took her and went with you.
Yeah, I told her that there's a drawing that I did, so come and see it. Yeah, and then I took her and I gave her all the leaflets saying how to handle if your kid is gay, or what is gay, what is bi, what is this, what is that, like. So I gave her all the leaflets. I'm sure that she went through all that because I saw it. It was next to her bed the other day. So I think she figured it and never questioned me after that. And then she met Hash.
Yeah.
So you all are not from a very confrontational family.
No.
It's always just understood and kept under wraps.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but my mom loves Hash now. Everybody loves
Hash.
Hash. So I didn't have a big drama like that. So it was smooth, smart way to do it. I think.
Definitely, I can see that because I think it's a way that you have put it across, and the fact that they are smart enough to pick it up and not to question you and make you feel uncomfortable. Something that I did ask when I had Aritha on the show with Dave. This whole coming out. Should it be a process? Should it be addressed? How was it for you when they spoke to you about it and said, hey, because I know that Hash has been always running to your house.
I think I've been in Sri Lanka and been so hidden, I guess. Like I wasn't really exposed to it, but when I was studying in England, I had a friend and he said he was gay. And I had no idea what that meant. And then he talked about his boyfriend and I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. But I think when I came here also, and then my mindset was already like, okay, so girls date boys date girls, boys date boys, okay, right? Because I was like, I also come from a family where we were like, we were taken to the Corville, the church, the temple, right? We were told all religions are good, take the good, right? So I grew up as this kid who didn't know racism until I was in the world. I didn't know discrimination. Like no one in our family taught us somebody is a different race or different anything.
Which is the greatest way to be brought up.
Right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know race until I actually went to another country. Like racism, sorry. And so when I came and when I met Hash, even it was just like, okay. It was just okay, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't really like,
No.
I shouted at her a lot. But
For other things.
But not for this.
not for this. And for me, anytime somebody comes and tells me like, I'm gay, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Let's get into a break. When we do come back, I'm going to speak a little bit about discrimination and also name calling. This is a very common thing, and especially considering the fact that social media has opened avenues to so many people to write comments to people who they might never even meet, they might never even see, or they might not even know. But in that one photograph, that could cripple a person's mindset for the day with the comments that people write. But how has it been, especially being open about sexuality, about the fact that you all are engaged, about the fact that you all have living a life together? Let's speak about that when we do come back. Do stick around. It's Date with Danu. Welcome back to the show. It's Date with Danu, the naked truth. Now today we are talking about being queer, like how Umanga likes to call it.
Yes.
These labels, lesbian, gay, transgender, these things are things that we put to categorize and box people up. you are someone who is against it?
Yeah, for me, I don't like labels. Like even within the community, we have so many labels, but I'm not against it. As I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a label. If you are comfortable having a label, it's okay. But for me, as a person, I don't want any labels. Like any label won't define me, or what genital I have, or what sexual orientation I have. I don't want to label, give a name to it and put it everywhere.
Because our identity is not our sexual orientation, or it's who we are. So
you don't want what you all do in a bedroom to become the definition of who you are.
Yeah.
But I don't like people calling us lesbians for sure. I like the word queer. So when someone asks, I would say we are a queer couple.
Now, let's go back to this point that I spoke about before the break, discrimination. Name calling is so easy. Yeah. Name calling is there for everything. You can be fair, they'll call you a name. Dark, you're called a name. Fat, you're called a name. Thin, you're called. There is nothing that you have not. For the fact that I have a small car, also I've been called names. So, yeah, I mean, I'm discriminated on so many levels, even for my little black car. So, due to all of this, calling names is such a huge thing. But when it is something that you have to live with, right? Okay, the black car, you can get out and move out, no. But being born as what you are is a part of your life. It's a part of your identity. I'm going to ask it in two ways. Okay. One, I'm going to ask you all about the worst set of discriminations that you all have gone through, opportunities that you may have lost, people who may have understood you all in a different way or seen you all different, to the fact that you all have chosen to live a life of the truth of what you all feel within.
Yeah.
And on your side, how is it that you have been spoken to by other people for the fact that you associate with people who are queer? Let's speak from your angle first. What's the worst thing that has happened?
Wow.
So there were situations that maybe it didn't bother us that time because we were like happy being gay and nothing bothered us.
Happy being ourselves.
But recently we figured like first we thought discrimination is name calling and like not
physical abuse. Or,
what do y'all get called the most?
What do we really don't track it, but I've been called like Ponya a lot, and like where I had to I even got into a fight with like bunch of
and
guys.
And some people would say when they see hash, I don't know if you can say it.
It's okay.
They would say Mirikala Balandone,
whether I'm a girl or a boy.
So, and
it's like
and sometimes they say that girl has she hasn't got a good D. So that's why she's gay.
They feel that you have not had good sex with someone. That's why you have turned. Who is a man for you to turn towards this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the terms that they use.
Yeah. What's the latest discrimination that you got?
I have friends from India who are in the community that we are always working with them. So for this Pride, since we can't go out, even the Indians, they can't go out and celebrate Pride, my friends said they are doing some 21-day challenge, which is online. Anybody can participate, and you don't have to be gay to be this. Like even people who support, can participate in this. It's just hashtags, like putting pictures, and so even Sri Lankan companies or individuals can join that.
Yeah.
So
and also for those who are watching, when it comes to Pride Week or Pride celebration, this is something that I had to speak about last time as well. It's not only celebrated by somebody who is queer.
Yeah.
It's celebrated by anyone who is in understanding of what this is, who agrees upon it, who is fond of it, who is supporting. It's just like a general information is when Black Lives Matter, it was not only Black lives that stood out there fighting for justice. It was anyone from any race who felt that equality and justice is for everyone was out there.
Yeah.
So it's one of those.
Yeah, so we spoke to a few friends, few people that we know. We thought that they are very supportive because they are supportive
towards us, and they are very accepting, and they run companies, and and we wrote to them. None of them got back to us.
They didn't even
acknowledge the fact that they even saw
the email or message or
so that was really an eye opener for both of us, because we thought, oh, everything's cool. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
we thought
these
like people are okay with this. Like at least the people that we hang out all the time, or people that we meet who are okay.
Yeah, these are people who actually speak to us on social media, and like, you know, like who seem to be, and we work with them.
Yeah.
So
when these name callings, like, you know, Mirikala Balanone, those things, when they say, what goes through your mind? Like, what do you all feel at that point?
First disgusted for sure.
yeah, and
Do you feel anger towards them, or do you feel like, have you ever self-blamed yourself?
No, never.
Never, and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Not many people are as strong as you all are. Because so many lead to like ending their life for the
Yeah.
fact that they can't self-believe in themselves to be like, no, this is...
yeah, I think for us it helps because we have a really great support system. Like we have friends like Tia, and we have like even our families, you know, they don't make us feel like we are any different or we are wrong. So that's something that helps us a lot. Yeah.
All right. Tia, when associating with someone who is queer, immediately you also named something, or assuming the fact that these three must be having a gala time. How is it for you?
Pretty much that. It's just like, you know, I do support the whole Pride movement. I do support of them coming and doing this. I think it's not that I'm supporting them being, you know, LGBTQ. I think I want to support them being themselves and to be able to be themselves, because I really, really believe that, because I was given that from my family, and I want everyone to truly experience what it's like to be you 100%, right? And but you know, if you're crossing a line, of course, apologize, right? Because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in you have to be yourself no matter who gets in the way,
Yeah.
right? But when people come and tell me something because I'm friends with somebody who's gay or queer or lesbians or anything, I usually just say, look, you know, if you don't want to be gay, don't be gay, right? You know, let them do it. Like if you have a problem with it, like I would like, okay, don't date a boy then if you have a problem with it, right? Like your life and your opinions shouldn't affect them.
Discrimination comes in many ways. Now, we spoke about all this. Body shaming is a part of it.
Yeah.
Hash, do you face it the most?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But it's become like a part of my life now.
So
That's what I want you to talk about it.
Yeah, it's.
You're like, yeah, it happens so.
But yeah, so that's why I had to think about it when you asked that question, because I'm so used to it now that
But
you
you
know,
also
I don't
have the
feel
other side to it.
Yeah.
Lots of people write to you saying that, oh my God, you have
Yeah.
you have so inspired me.
Yes, yes, that's what I'm more like inclined towards. I really like forget about the negative things that people send my way. But you know, we of course get like bullied online.
Yeah, but and also like there are sometimes like when we go when Hash wants to go to the washroom, if we are out somewhere, I'm really scared to let her go alone. I always follow her, right? Because sometimes people think it's a boy who's trying to go inside the girls' bathroom, and also they would think that when both of us go out, they're for a quickie.
Yeah.
So then the security guy would come running and like, miss, under there. So I have to be there all the time to say,
you tell the security guard.
and I speak in the most feminine voice ever. Like,
Can we see that?
Can you do that?
Game over.
No.
Also, sometimes like it's scary also for her to go to her washroom.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm very.
She's more worried about me than I.
Yeah, because you never know. So, and sometimes maybe when she's going in a cab, cab guy thinks that it's a boy, and so has to sometimes act like a boy and keep up with it. Because if they figure that it's a girl, they have so many questions, and then they would start texting her. They would add her.
It all happen.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Actually, yes. I get like messages.
This one is really clueless on what's happening in her own life.
I have to respond to everything. She doesn't even remember.
Yeah. I think I just forget the negative stuff.
Okay, just tell me what this cab situation was.
So like, it's very difficult for me to
getting an answer from you. I think I'll lose my hair. Okay.
also cabs and like, you know, truck guys who help us move.
Even the
Yeah.
waiters, like they
Why are
come
you
and
giving
give
the
the number and
For what?
they call me kila dilana or
Yeah.
like, and they would especially cab guys, they
Yeah.
get their they know your number, no?
So they keep
would call
texting me,
and they
they
would
call
text and
me.
say මං ඔයාට ආදරෙයි
Yeah.
මම ඇත්ත කියන්නේ like you
Yeah,
know,
like they send me texting, like, you know, like some like really long ones.
Man, you're like
Yeah.
such hot property.
I know, right? I don't
So
even feel
unfair.
it.
Nobody has ever sent their number to me.
We have to give me a
Yes, I have to keep my own number. I'm like, please take the business card, just call me. Let's get into a break. On the other side, we're going to speak a little bit more about this lifestyle and also new way of thinking. In conversation with Hash, Umanga and Tia, and this is the Naked Truth edition. To date with Danu, we're talking about being queer, and we have spoken about different angles, but you guys have been in doing your own thing, being working and
Yeah.
but let's say you want to go and work in a, like when you have to do a presentation, when you have to make a point proven, does your sexuality come into this equation? Do people question that as well?
yeah.
Why?
No.
Why is Hash like just rolling eyes?
I don't, I think I'm very, like, I don't know, I don't feel it.
She blocks everything.
I block
Yeah, she's
everything
blocked
because I
it.
think it's easier for me.
Umanga, you tell me, Umanga.
So this is the thing, when we some, like, of course people call us, then we send our portfolio and they would like it, they will ask us to come for a meeting and we would go to the meeting and they're like, okay, it's a bit weird, but shape, they will listen to it and then they will call and say, we don't work with women or
Yeah, it just happened. That.
things like that, because they don't want to maybe say it that they don't want to work with us because we
yeah.
are different, or they would say we don't work with women or something like
Yeah.
that. So that happens.
So we've lost few projects.
Yeah.
Like.
Do you feel that people who are hiding their sexuality, their sexual orientation, tend to discriminate homosexuality more?
I don't think so, because it's their own life.
No, I'm
Ma-
just saying those who are frustrated, who cannot come out due
Yeah.
to societies, due to family, due
Yeah.
to religion, whatever, do they tend to call more names and be more against the gay community just so that they could act like the majority?
I think so.
I had a friend long time ago who was very homophobic, and one night on a very alcohol-full night, he just went to me, Tia, do you know why I'm homophobic? And I was like, why? And he just said, I might like it. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And that stayed, that was like 15 years ago or something, but it stayed in my head. And I always wondered whether people in Sri Lanka, right, were homophobic because they were, you know, secretly gay.
They like it,
But
yeah.
I also realized something, I don't know if it's common because, you know, never been to a boys' school, but I realized that a lot of boys that I've spoken to, like now generation is very open, right? The Gen Zs are very open and they talk more. And even the straight boys and the gay boys and everyone have gone through an experience in school.
Yeah.
You know, they don't consider it to be a gay act.
MSM.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have like, you know, boy with a boy, something has happened, but they don't think it's
Yeah, it's
gay.
just an experience
What
for
is
Yeah.
MSM? Describe that to me.
men who have sex with men.
Men.
Right? So I see that mainly in men more than women. I don't know why, what's the reason. Maybe it's a threat for their alpha male mentality, but they secretly like it too.
Yeah.
Do you feel this whole platform called Pride in our country is used right and right information is provided?
I mean, for me, when I was coming out, when I was Equal Ground was there, that's
Yeah.
how I met people.
Yeah, same,
and people we met through helped me a lot. I'm
Yeah.
sure even for Hash.
And like for us, like
Yeah.
Rosanna, to see that she's out and, you know, proud about herself and she's being herself, that was inspiring for us to
Yeah.
be ourselves too, right?
But
And
now we have a lot of people who are queer and they are
A lot of people who are queer means a lot of people who you know you are queer.
Queer.
Yeah.
That means these people have had the guts to say it.
Yeah.
But it's not that it happened just in the last 2 years. No.
No.
It has happened from the time humans have been around.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Who are
also we
out
have a
there.
lot of young people who are
out.
and they are activists, but
There's also this statement saying that, a lot of people say that they are gay just to create attention. Have you heard that?
I've noticed that a lot with. Okay, so I'm a big fan of Gen Z. Like, I think they have so much potential, and I love everything they do. So I learn from them because I'm getting old. I need to know what the hell the market is doing. Can I say hell? Right.
Well, you said it.
So I'm on TikTok. I gather information for just to teach, even like understanding them, right? And I realized that some of the people who do appear they are gay, feminine gay, that they might not be in real life, because their Instagram account and their TikTok account have a big difference. But their TikTok account, them being so feminine, they get more clout, they get more followers and all of those things. I've noticed that they're not actually. But then also, I've noticed that everybody who says they're straight, right? Like, I have this weird obsession with Grindr. I think it's amazing. Okay, it has nothing to do with me, but I think it's amazing to learn about people. And a lot of straight people I know are in it. And I think it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's an app. For those who must be wondering what it is. Let's get into a break. When we do come back, we'll be speaking about the final segment about the engagement. It's a bit of a fun story. We'll speak more. Tackling real situations and speaking about these things have also been a request that have been sent to us by many people. And so we are trying that side to it. And thank you so very much. And your comments and your views are more than welcome. Now, being queer is one thing, but to be out on social media, to put up pictures, to put up all of that is not an easy thing. How was it when you put your engagement up?
Oh, there was like so many people happy and congratulating us. We didn't get any negative comments or anything.
Are you all fortunate over the fact that you all are in this city, Colombo,
Yeah.
that embraces these things on a more positive way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if actually like the people who follow us, the people who are around us, they love us for who we are. So we don't really get a lot of hate. So I think it makes it easier for us.
Have your family members, extended family members, been inquisitive about these things?
Yeah, we're very open to them about us as well, and we were actually like they know everything about us and they love us for who we are, and so.
How was it for you? Because you didn't even speak to your mom and you made her understand without saying anything. No, you just gave her some leaflets. You took her to a bank. How was it for her to deal with the extended relatives?
for me, my mom doesn't give a basically about what other people have to say.
Another word for us to beat, that's about it, yeah.
She, even when we were small, she used to tell us like, you don't have to worry about what other people says, because she was like that. She doesn't care what other people have to say about herself.
She's like you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, she brought you up, so of course.
Yeah. My mom was a single mom for a long time, so she had 3 kids to look after. So she was a very strong person. I'm sure, like back in then,
It wasn't
it
like
was
frowned
very
tougher
upon,
for a
yeah.
woman
to be single,
Yeah.
and I'm sure like a lot of people, relatives asked her, what happened to your husband, where is he, oh my god, he left you, like these questions.
So I'm sure they might have asked the same about your daughter as well. kind of thing,
Why isn't she married and all that. So, but my mom, she doesn't even answer these people. So for her, it wasn't a problem. But I mean, I didn't have that problem with my relatives, and for me, I never had to come out to them because they are not my priority either. So it's just my mom. I had to be concerned. That was it. Yeah.
As someone who has worked on the side of journalism and spoken to so many people, where do you think we are in accepting all types of humans?
I think Okay, so what this personal opinion, this is not reflecting on anything out there, but I think that you are also attacked for not being pro LGBTQ, right? As much as you're attacked for being LGBTQ, you're also attacked if you're straight and you're not pro, right? So I think at some point,
that's an interesting angle. Not a lot of people see that.
So I think it's going to move to a point where it's just like, with the Black Lives Matter, people got attacked for saying all lives matter, right? And yes, I understand that whole concept of why they were angry, but people did get attacked for it. So I think at some point, I think we're going to move into a space of another violent phase of just like, oh, I can't believe you don't support them, right? But I think out of Colombo, out of the cities, that they are still harassed and they are still going through this, and they don't have the information, the outlets, for example, the information a lot is in English as opposed to the other languages. And we are not talking just Sinhala and Tamil, there are lots of other languages spoken in this country, right? And also put it in a way that they understand.
And also in a more layman's term.
Exactly. Even for me, myself, like reading law in English or history is just like, what do they really mean, right? So yeah, if you can just explain it to him, and like again, coming from this whole human-centered design, I'm always watching people, and it's like Umanga did. It's not just talking to the person who is gay. It's how do you educate the parents? How do you educate the community? How do you educate the people who are providing you the money, the house, the food, and your clothing on your back, right? How do you educate those people who are spending on you, right? Because that's one of the things, like you're under my roof, you eat my food,
You
right?
do what I tell you.
You do what I tell you, right? So how do you break it at that point? My mom, she's very conservative, but she's willing to learn everything, right? And she didn't, so she was like, so somebody is a girl, and she was like, oh, like for you guys, right? I think she was like, are they lesbians? And I was like, Mama, what is hash? And my mom was like, a girl. I was like, what is Umanga? A girl. And I was like, and she was like, so that's lesbian, right? But she asked, even like before this, right? Before like all of this, she asked like even another friend, she was like, so that's a boy, likes boys. But her main question was, even for these two, was like, my mom's like, are their parents okay with it? Right?
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, the parents are fine. And then she's like, then it's really cool.
And I think even every child or any person who decides to live their life wants the blessing of their parents. Even y'all wanted your parents' support. Y'all don't care if the whole world will say no.
Yeah, because it's not easy to hide yourself when you're at home all the time. Like, you want to be yourself and you want to celebrate it with other people.
And your parents are the most important asset. That's wonderful. One of the reasons why we wanted to showcase this side as well is to show, beyond the surface, beyond what we see in photographs or in videos or in conversation, there are humans who are dealing with these problems. And speaking about it is the only way that we can create more awareness. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for being happy to share your story. Thank you so much for being happy to even go through the backlash of it, if there is. Always a pleasure to have you. Tia, thank you so very much for joining us. It has been a great show speaking about real issues. We're going to see you with another episode 2, Date with Danu, where it might be the fun, fabulous one, or it might be something very controversial. You never know. So do stay tuned. This is ITV, your luxury channel. It's a wrap.